Hello wrestling fans, Jonathan Cairns here again today, and today the theme is grudge match. I've got a tag team match for you. PI's own Cowboy Mike Hughes teams up with Stunning Steve Arsenault taking on Lincoln Steen and The Answer. Wrestling fans, I'm here with a couple of guys who've started a lot of trouble tonight. First of all, Lincoln Steen, you brought a wrench into the wrestling match. You hit Kurt Cobain. You could have seriously injured him. And The Answer, you interjected yourself in the match. Lincoln Steen, why did you hit Kurt Cobain with that wrench?
First off, that match ended in a pinfall, if I'm not mistaken, and I had my hand raised in victory. And you came and stuck your nose in it and had that decision reversed. That is unacceptable. You've been sticking your nose in my business for too long, affecting my paycheck, affecting my ability to retain and become the Red Rock Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
Lincoln Steen, don't you blame me for referee Aiden Northcott's decision to reverse the decision. I support his decision. You hit him with a wrench, and you, Answer, what were you doing out there? You shouldn't have been out there at all.
I was doing what I do best. I was being the answer. The answer to that match was this man won. 1, 2, 3. You had no business reversing that decision. This man is and should be the winner of that match.
Well, despite that, tonight you take on Stunning Steve Arsenault and Cowboy Mike Hughes. How do you think you're going to handle that?
Who? I know the Cowboy Mike Hughes guy, but wasn't that other guy part of the ring crew? That's why he was out there complaining about the wrench. Mike Hughes is reaching to the bottom of the barrel for tag team partners because he can't get the job done alone.
Stunning Steve Arsenault is a very competent wrestler. Answer, what do you think about this big match?
What I think is Mike Hughes has put a giant target on himself tonight. He isn't even medically cleared to wrestle. His knee could give out at any moment. And with a man with a name like Cowboy Mike Hughes, he should know a thing or two about horses. And what happens when a horse gets a broken leg? What happens, Mr. Steen?
He goes to the glue factory.
Wrestling fans, we're moments away from a match that was against my better judgment, but Cowboy Mike Hughes, you're a very persuasive man. You did sign a waiver. Cowboy Mike Hughes, you and Stunning Steve Arsenault are taking on Lincoln Steen and The Answer. Your thoughts going into this match?
It's pretty hard for me to sit back and watch when Stunning Steve stepped up tonight, when Lincoln Steen decided to use a wrench and take matters into his own hands with Kurt Cobain. If this man's got the guts to step out and challenge a 2-on-1 situation when The Answer and Lincoln Steen were both in the ring with a weapon, it's pretty hard for me to sit back, injured knee or not, and watch things happen. Steve's new to Red Rock Wrestling. It's only his second match here on Prince Edward Island, and I wanted to show him that we don't put up with that on PEI. A fair fight is a fair fight, and that's what we're all about here. And tonight, 2-on-2, Stunning Steve Arsenault and Cowboy Mike Hughes are going to teach those two what it's like to get a fair fight on PEI.
Stunning Steve Arsenault, your thoughts going into this big tag team match?
Well, the fact is, Lincoln Steen, you want to take the cheap way out, that's fine. But don't be mad when someone calls you out on it. And Answer? Answer. You know what, Answer? I got a question for you. What happens when you get in the way of Stunning Steve and the RRW champion? You're going down.
You're going to get all the questions and the answers tonight. We got this one.
Let's do it.
Jonathan Cairns here with Chris McDonald for another episode of Red Rock Rewind. Today we have Stunning Steve Arsenault and Cowboy Mike Hughes taking on The Answer and former Red Rock Wrestling Heavyweight Champion Lincoln Steen.
We have got big talent in Stratford tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to bring the house down. What a group of talent. And we've got, again, newcomer Stunning Steve Arsenault here with Red Rock Wrestling. This is going to be a great match. Of course, a big feud leading into it. There's some bad blood. Some strong words have been said prior to. You heard before we got to the ringside here. There's no love lost between these two teams.
Most certainly not. You have the rivalry Cowboy Mike Hughes, who recently defeated Lincoln Steen for the Red Rock Wrestling Heavyweight Champion to become a 5-time champion. But the story here tonight, Chris, is the left knee of Cowboy Mike Hughes. All week I've been on the phone with doctors, back and forth. I've had 3 different doctors tell me that Cowboy Mike Hughes should not be out there tonight. He has a torn MCL in his left knee. I wasn't going to. I certainly didn't okay him to wrestle. He had to sign a waiver to absolve Red Rock Wrestling for all responsibilities if he gets injured. I am calling this match tonight with a whole lot of concern, Chris.
Well, I mean, there was a reason he wanted to get into this match, and obviously that injury was not going to keep him from getting in the ring to face off against the Answer, and of course, Lincoln Steen tonight.
Today's episode of Red Rock Rewind brought to you by the Factory Cookhouse and Dance Hall. And Aiden Northcott separating the combatants as they get ready to begin this tag team match. The big question mark this match is Cowboy's left knee.
Well, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. We'll see who's starting off here. Probably, I would say Steve for Cowboy and Arsenault. And what do you think about the Answer?
Well, I would certainly be a sound strategy to put the youngster Stunning Steve Arsenault in there first, and it looks like the Answer will begin things. Answer, a newcomer to Red Rock Rewind, but certainly not a newcomer to professional wrestling or Red Rock Wrestling for that matter. He's one of the most devious men in professional wrestling. He calls himself the Irritated Intellectual. Claims to be the smartest man in professional wrestling. Cowboy Mike Hughes showing his Red Rock Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Of course, the title is not on the line tonight.
You have all the book smarts in the world, can't get you that championship belt.
No, certainly not. It takes ability in that ring, and as you can see right there, Cowboy Mike Hughes was favoring the left knee. And it looks like you're right, Chris. It will be the Answer starting things off with, looks to be Stunning Steve Arsenault.
Thought they were going to do rock, paper, scissors there for a second, but it looks like Steve Arsenault's going first. All right, we're in for a treat here tonight. We got a great crowd here in Stratford this evening.
Oh, as always, Stratford Town Hall Gymnasium is buzzing tonight. And as I was telling people, I certainly would have given Cowboy the night off. His knee is not in good shape. He is certainly he's hurting much more than he's letting on. But Cowboy Mike Hughes spoke to me earlier this week, and he said he was not going to let the people of Stratford down, the people who bought the advanced tickets, and he didn't want to disappoint them. I was trying to tell him, Cowboy, you're one of PI's favorite sons. They would understand, but Cowboy would have nothing of it.
All right, the bell has been rung, and the match is underway.
And we're waiting the first tie-up. Looks like they're taking it slow first.
Steen trying to get an Answer chant going. That failed miserably.
No, I don't think you're going to get an Answer chant here in Stratford. Could be a long night for Stunning Steve Arsenault, because I would suspect Stunning Steve is going to have to carry the bulk of this match due to that left knee of Cowboy Mike Hughes.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Again, crafty competitor here in the Answer.
Oh, most certainly. He is a clever wrestler. He knows all the tricks of the trade, and he is certainly not one to be taken lightly.
Get that crowd behind you there, Steve.
Oh, absolutely. Stunning Steve Arsenault and Cowboy Mike Hughes. An intriguing tag team. You got the big power of Cowboy Mike Hughes and the speed and high flying of Stunning Steve Arsenault. They complement each other quite well as a tag team.
And again, Steve Arsenault new here to Red Rock Wrestling, but the crowd already taken to him, really enjoying his work.
He's giving up quite a bit of weight against the Answer. The Answer weighs in at approximately 260 pounds. Stunning Steve just a little over the 200-pound mark.
I don't think we'll confuse the competitors in the ring right now at all, Jonathan, because we've got two completely different body styles here, and of course, Steve Arsenault, just a specimen.
Oh, absolutely. He's spent a lot of time in the gym. The last couple of years, bulked up and put on a lot of muscle. He was not always as big as he is. And look at the athleticism of Stunning Steve.
Very nice.
Reverses that wrist lock on the Answer. The Answer, the Irritated Intellectual. And it looks like Stunning Steve is pacing himself, and that's, I think, a tremendous strategy for a match like tonight. And now the Answer, nice reversal. Wrist lock of his own on Stunning Steve.
A very studious wrestler there, the Answer. For every hold, there's a counter, and I think the Answer knows many, many of them.
And he's proven he can counter the wrist lock, and Stunning Steve showing his athleticism too. And now, here comes Cowboy. Now, this is the big question mark. How is Cowboy going to do in match situation? And again, he's putting some power onto that wrist lock. Pressure on the shoulder. Oh, he's almost ripping that shoulder out of its socket. Oh, beautiful move by Cowboy Mike Hughes.
Answer on the mat. Cowboy about to... Oh.
So he's going to drop a leg. Oh, drops the leg. Going for the pin. Oh, a two count.
Early two count.
Well, it'd be smart for Cowboy to try to get this done quickly. Avoid any permanent injury in that knee, because I'll tell you, Chris, I am concerned watching this.
Well, Norfolk's here right now in the Cowboys, but he's in total control over the Answer right now.
Come on, Cowboy, tag out.
Look at that.
There's Lincoln Steen, tag out, Cowboy. Nice hip toss by Cowboy. The body slam. Big body slam on Lincoln Steen. His wrist lock, put pressure on that shoulder. That's what you got to do, Cowboy. Slow it down.
Snaps to the arm. Crowd's fired up.
There's a nice tag. I thought he tagged Steve. Yes, I guess he did.
Steve Arsenault coming in.
Using his speed. And kicks that shoulder. Working on that.
You heard the crack of the boot there.
Working on that left shoulder of Lincoln Steen. Some sound strategy. I like what I just saw there, Chris. Cowboy was in and out reasonably quick.
Yep,
before he could absorb any damage.
Steen almost following suit there with a quick tag to the answer. And we're back in with the answer, Steve Arsenault again.
Well, Lincoln Steen is a very experienced wrestler. He was the Red Rock Wrestling Heavyweight Champion for over a year. You don't become champion by accident.
No, sir.
So no, that doesn't surprise me. That good strategy by Lincoln Steen. I'm going to try to be as objective as I can, Chris, but Cowboy Mike Hughes and I go back about 20 years. I am seriously concerned for his well-being in this match.
I know it's been bugging you. It's been weighing on your mind there, and you've been talking about it all day leading up to this match. Obviously, you're concerned here, but honestly, right now, I mean, things have been going all right.
Well, there's the danger right there with Lincoln Steen distracting, stunning Steve. But Steve is holding his own. Grab those legs. Right in the small of the back. That's going to slow down Stunning Steve. Now Cowboy's going out to try to rectify the situation. The answer got a 2 count, it looked like, on Stunning Steve. And Steve's in trouble. He needs to tag out.
What a shot to the back of the neck there. Another tag to Steen. Okay, Steen's coming back in here to take over.
Boot to the ribs. Setting him up for something. Suplex, perhaps.
Big backdrop. Just laid him right out.
Now Steen could probably get a fall here. Didn't hook the leg.
2 count to Steen's calling for 3, but no, that was a 2. Cowboy Mike Hughes reaching, trying to get that tag to see if he could reach over to Steve Arsenault, but
now
Steen cut him off.
Now is the time to make that tag. Steve has absorbed a number of high-impact blows. Now the answer taunting Cowboy Mike Hughes. And that's a good strategy by the answer in Lincoln Steen to get Stunning Steve in the corner, wear him down, force Cowboy to come in, and then work on that left knee.
This is where you see the two of them. The answer and Lincoln Steen work so well at dirty deeds.
Most certainly. Lincoln Steen, one of the dirtiest men in professional wrestling, and the answer learning well, let's say.
All right, could be in for another double team move here. Oh my goodness.
2 elbows, looks like right to the chin. And again, Steen goes for the cover. Now he hooks the leg. Just a 2 count. We'll be right back, folks.
I'm Cowboy Mike Hughes. I'm a professional wrestler. I've gone through extensive training and I am a professional. Kids, don't try this at school. Don't try this at home. Don't try this anywhere.
Red Rock Wrestling would like to thank our proud sponsors bringing you this episode of Red Rock Rewind, the Factory Cookhouse and Dance Hall, Q93, Quick Copy Printing, Naturally Fit, The Tech Guru, and McDougall Steel Erectors, who make this episode and Red Rock Wrestling possible to bring to you the best wrestling fans in the Maritimes.
Jonathan Cairns and Chris McDonald back with Red Rock Rewind, and as you see, Lincoln Steen and the answer have cut the ring off effectively in half, keeping Cowboy Mike Hughes from getting in that ring.
He's so close, he could almost just make that tag, but again, the ring positioning here for Lincoln Steen, he's well aware of the situation, but now Steve Arsenault fighting back, fighting out of it. And right down again.
1 knee to the breadbasket was all it took, and look at Lincoln Steen, the veteran, taunting Cowboy Mike Hughes. Aiden Northcott's distracted, and they both come in and put the boots to Stunning Steve.
Gosh, Steve Arsenault is work cut out for him here.
And the more they work down Stunning Steve, the more Cowboy has to get in there, and that, as I've told you before, Chris, that's concern for me.
Well, again, you see the answer here having Steve Arsenault over in their corner, pretty much dominating this match at this moment, and all Mike can do is basically hang out in his corner and hope for an opportunity to get Steve back over there, and it looks like he could be coming.
I thought he was going to get it. A stunner. Come on, Steve, make the tag.
So close.
So close. The answer, the presence of mind, and hit him with a double axe handle there. And
shut down and dragged back into the corner there, where Lincoln Steen is now going to take advantage here.
You see right there, Chris, it was great strategy by the answer to bring Stunning Steve into their corner and away from those long arms of Cowboy Mike Hughes. chin lock by Lincoln Steen to stunning Steve Arsenault.
Digging the knee right in the back there.
It's been almost 5 minutes now. The team of Steen and the Answer have been in almost complete control of this match.
It has been, yes, quite a while here. Steve Arsenault been in the ring here as the legal man and taking a brutal amount of punishment from both Lincoln Steen and the Answer, sometimes at the same time, multiple times.
You hear the Stratford crowd chanting PEI, trying to encourage stunning Steve Arsenault to get back, and now a vertical suplex.
Whoa!
Look at the hang time there on Lincoln Steen.
Lincoln Steen, again, loves to show off this move as he just
Tremendous amount of strength.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hits him with that
Very
vertical suplex in with authority.
Impressive.
Just a 2 count. Chris, had he hooked that leg, he might have gotten a 3.
And again, inches away from making a tag, from getting Cowboy Mike Hughes back into the ring.
And look at those quick tags by Steen and the Answer. I hate to say this, but this has been great. Some great tag team wrestling by these two.
Really well together.
Solid forearm by the Answer. Now he's taunting Cowboy Mike Hughes, trying to bait him into that ring so they can double team. Look at stunning Steve and his intestinal fortitude fighting back.
Fired up. Makes a dive for the corner. Oh,
A little
almost.
bit too short. Now he's fighting. Kicks the Answer off the corner, but did he tag Steen? No, I guess not.
Steen actually pushed the Answer right back towards
was good.
Steve. Look at that.
Clever strategy. I must say I'm impressed.
Arsenault kicks him away, and Steen
Setting him up
pushes
for. Oh, it's right to the back of the head. Oh, down goes the Answer.
right in the big brain.
Well, now is the chance. Stunning Steve to tag Cowboy Mike Hughes. Come on, Steve. You need to get out of there. He's absorbed over 5 minutes of punishment here, and we need to get the Cowboy in.
Both men laid out in the ring right now. Steve looks to be trying to make that tag. I'm not sure if the Answer knows where he is right now.
If Steve had been able to roll over, he might have been able to get the fall, but Lincoln Steen is likely to break it up.
Close. Look at this.
Cowboy's just dying to get in there. I haven't seen Cowboy this excited in a long time. The Stratford crowd would just love to see Cowboy Mike Hughes to come in and take care of the Answer, and of course Lincoln Steen. Big tag, he makes the tag. Cowboy Mike's in. Clothesline to the Answer. Big reverse jump. Setting him up for DDT, and down goes Lincoln Steen.
Planted.
Over the pin. Oh, the Answer, just a fraction of a second. Or that would have been a 3 count, I think, Chris.
Absolutely. Answer hadn't even left the ring yet. He was still dazed from the previous exchange with Steve Arsenault.
And he's tagged in. Steve is the legal man now. Now they're firing all 4 men in the ring. Aiden Northcott trying to maintain some control.
Big chops in the corner there.
The Answer's
for,
pounding on
Steen.
Cowboy, and of course Steen on Arsenault.
They're lining them up in the corners here.
Reversal. Oh! The Answer and Lincoln Steen crash head to head.
What a collision.
Big clothesline.
Oh!
There goes the Answer and stunning Steve.
Holy smokes, over the top rope into the floor.
Cowboy's in there with Lincoln Steen. Oh, Steen reversed it. What's he going to do? Uh-oh.
Pushes him into the turnbuckle in the corner. Kick to the midsection and
The corner goes Cowboy Mike Hughes. Steen has him up for a body slam.
slam.
Oh, that's the first impact Cowboy Mike Hughes has taken. Hope he didn't land on that left knee at all. Steen is going to the second rope. He's going to drop something.
you know where he'll probably want to drop it too.
Oh, great recovery by Cowboy Mike Hughes. Beautiful right by the Cowboy. Another right to the Cowboy as Steen is on the rope. He's setting him up for something. Oh, what a clever move by Cowboy Mike Hughes. And that's
Unreal.
right, Steve is still the legal man in the ring. Goes to fly, big splash. Cover your man, Steve. He got it.
Oh, got him. Big win tonight. Oh my goodness. What a match. What a fantastic match. Cowboy Mike Hughes, Steve Arsenault coming out on top over the Answer and Lincoln Steen.
Wow, Chris McDonald, that was with a whole lot of relief. I just announced Cowboy Mike Hughes and stunning Steve Arsenault as your winner, and Cowboy Mike Hughes did not injure that left knee any further. I'm just so relieved, Chris.
A lot of strength, a lot of heart in this match tonight, and just a fantastic competitive match here between these 4 competitors in Red Rock Wrestling. Look at this crowd, just loving this.
Absolutely, Chris McDonald. And it was a great back and forth match. The Answer and Lincoln Steen had their chances. They came very close to finishing off stunning Steve Arsenault, but when he tagged in Cowboy Mike Hughes, Cowboy just using just long enough to do the damage necessary, and stunning Steve finishes it off with a super fly splash from the top rope.
They worked really well together, Cowboy and Steve Arsenault here. We had some real big power strength from Cowboy, and of course the innovative offense there of Steve Arsenault. Real great turnout here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you see Red Rock Wrestling here in Stratford, it's going to be a capacity house. 2 great tag teams tonight, Chris. Great future for either of these teams.
Looking forward to seeing Steve Arsenault back in the ring here at Red Rock Wrestling.
Oh, absolutely. We're looking forward to seeing him again in individual or tag team competition. And, of course, looking forward to the next time Cowboy Mike Hughes defends the Red Rock Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
Well, maybe that'll teach those guys a lesson. The answer, Lincoln Steen, because I tell you, they learned tonight not to mess around here in Red Rock Wrestling. We've got Cowboy Mike Hughes, Steve Arsenault in the ring. Cowboy giving some big props here to newcomer Steve Arsenault.